Good morning, Sweden. It's a strange year this winter. Also, the springtime is quite, I would say, unusual. Very dry, little snow. We only went one time up the mountain with the mountain skis and the skins. And outside it's very cold also. It's a later season, but there's quite a lot of frostbite danger. We had a little bit of damage yesterday evening, and we saw this in the morning. It is really weird, and honestly, we've never had such a dry winter except for 2012. But to give you an idea, we're preparing half a hectare of vineyard. And the soil is already relatively dry. It's very powdery, so it is quite a strange season. And so we're already mid-April, unbelievable, and we still need to plant. Normally we would have been finished already around early March, and so we have to still start because of this danger and also the lack of water and the dryness in the soil. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge, I think, this year, especially for the young vines. I would like to talk a little bit about the wines we're bottling right now. We have, I think, a series of really nice wines, and especially the white wine, which is the Munjebel Bianco 2019, which will come out in Sweden a little bit later, as we will be shipping in the next, I think, 2 weeks. It's been a really good vintage. 19 for the white wines, and was very, very good. Extremely clean fruit, no damage, and no mold, and very little deselecting. And so the wines, they have a roundness, and also, I would say, a certain volume, of which I'm personally really happy. They also have this nice tension, the right balance, I would say, and it's a bit more of a gourmet vintage compared to, I would say, 18, which was much more of a cellar vintage, with this tightness, this naily flintiness also to it, and so very happy with the whites of 19. Also one color, not too much extraction. I would say a very overall balanced vintage for the white. One of the wines I would say it's the preferred, my personally preferred wine of the vintage is the rosé, the Susucaru Rosato 2020, which we will finish bottling next week. I think it's an incredible wine with a bit exuberant maybe flavors, but I really like that. I think it has lots of character. It's I think it's a fantastic wine, which embodies a bit more fullness, the richness, especially the nose is unbelievable, because I was able to push the small berry muscat into over-ripeness, which I really like. And it's a very tricky thing because you can easily drop into alcoholic wines. But here everything fell into place because the Catarato was a little bit more, I would say, not perfectly ripe. It was a little bit behind, and so that balanced out the over-ripeness of the Muscat. Then the Nerello fell into place also. We picked in the lesser ripe segments of the vineyards, and so the overall wine I'm absolutely happy with, because thinking back in time where when we started with the first rosé, which was in 2007, I also had a similar situation, and I was very, very happy with the taste. And after that, it was difficult to hit that right spot of over-ripeness and the right balance. And so in 20, I think, this is really it's a fantastic wine. Maybe a little bit, exuberant, but I like rosés with personality. I don't like wines with a lack of personality. So I'm very fond of this wine. 12.5% of alcohol, perfectly balanced. Technically maybe a little bit too much, but also there, that 0.5% of alcohol extra gives that glycerin, a bit of density. The wine has a good mouthfeel, and I'm really fond of it. And then the Rosso, which Well, I need another glass, and I'm running out of glasses here. The red Munjebel 19 is also I think, a nice effort, which represents well the vintage. 19 is being a round, lush, and approachable vintage, but with definitely more structure compared to the 18, which was really, really difficult and with lots of rain. And you notice this in the wine. 19 has a better tannic structure. The wine is more tight, it's more precise, and it's more focused. Has a good structure, not only tannins, but also the alcohol is a bit more present. Without having the I would say the signature of the bolder vintages, the 17 or the 14 vintages, which I personally prefer and I like to strive for, but unfortunately in 19 we didn't really get to that point. And so you see the color, which is a bit more, I would say, Burgundian, although I don't really like that term, but it's lighter, the lushness is there, but you have the tannins and the structure, and everything is, everything fits. It's very much like the white wine, where you also have that, I would say, completeness of the wine. And yeah, it's a really, I think it's a great drink in this one. Skål.